Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nara's Tarot. Thank you very much for being here. Today, we're going to channel a message about the major blessings that you don't see coming. So, let us find out together, unfold together what are the major blessings for the collective, all right? We are starting off with the Knight of Wands and the Ten of Wands in reverse. The first message I'm seeing here is there's help coming your way, okay? So if you've been feeling very overwhelmed or stressed out or maybe even burnt out by something with the Ten of Wands in reverse here, if you're feeling like you're at this tipping point where you pretty much can't hold on much longer, please know that help is on the way with this Knight of Wands. There will be helpful people. There will be people here to support you. There will be some kind of relief coming your way that's gonna take away a lot of the heat that you've been taking on an individual level. All right. Let's see what else Spirit wants you to know. We have the Five of Wands, the Knight of Swords in reverse, as well as the Queen of Swords. Okay. Now, the second thing that I'm seeing here is there has been a situation in your life that's been quite challenging only because it's quite a conflict. It's creating a lot of chaos and conflict in this situation. This could be happening in your career. It could also be happening in the relationships in your life. Maybe like it's between friends or it's in your social circle group and people are having clashing opinions or clashing sort of actions. And I think the thing I'm hearing is that you are a bit confused about your place in all of this. And you are not really quite sure what is the best course of action for you. How do you hold your values? How do you uphold certain principles in the midst of all of this? So the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords over here is the clarity coming through to stand your ground. And that's the second blessing here coming in. It's your ability to stand your ground in terms of what you believe in. And you not having to betray yourself just so that you can fit in with a group of people that don't even really uphold the same values, okay? The Knight of Swords, I feel, is someone being a little bit hesitant. You're not quite sure if you should follow the group or if you should go on your own path. And there's a little bit of like, you know what, I'm pulling back the horse. I don't want to keep bringing that energy there. I don't follow you guys. I don't want to go in the direction that you guys are going. So I'm going to go my own way with the Queen of Swords over here. She stands firm. She has her own point of view and she stays true to that. Okay, so that's the second blessing. Let's look at further messages from Spirit. We have the Seven of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Followed by, the Seven of Cups. Yeah, definitely you're making some new choices with the Seven of Cups here. And I do want to add that this is not an easy choice to make. And it's not easy because none of the choices feel good, like it doesn't feel good to, let's say, hold your own values but lose all of your friends. Like, that's not a great choice. But it also doesn't feel good to like hold on to all of your friends but lose your values. And that's just an example. This could be applied to any other situation that you might be in. But I do feel many of you are at some kind of a crossroads where you're deciding that, okay, I need to choose differently this time around, and I can't be allowing all of these like external opinions to push me out of my own belief or my own value system or what I truly uphold with the Seven of Wands here. Because the Seven of Wands is like this vision of somebody who is fending off six other wands, right? They're kind of like having to go against, the group in a sense, and they might have a reason to. There's a bit more of a defensive quality to the Seven of Wands, but I see you here trying to defend your values pretty much. And that could be that could also be connected to the thing that you feel overwhelmed by, which is that maybe it's a situation also I'm hearing for some of you. It's a situation that is demanding a lot from you, but you're also questioning if you really want to give so much of your time and your energy into something. Like, is this burden yours to bear? Or is there something better you can do with your time and your life? And it's really testing your commitment and your values to what you really believe in. And that's where we have this Ace of Wands here. I see some of you, and the major blessing coming your way is you being able to forge out on your own path. You being able to take what you believe and run with it, right? You don't have to compromise your values, for instance, to work in a job just because, you need to pay the bills, you need to keep the lights on, and you have to compromise on what you want to do with your life by working in a 9 to 5. This Ace of Wands here is saying that, well, enough is enough. I'm ready to make my own mark and make my own way and do my thing. So there's a lot of like initiative, and actually there's a lot of Wands energy in your reading, like the 5, Knight, 7, Ace of Wands, and 10 of Wands. This is all about using your intent and your will to its maximum. It is about taking your intention and your will and your passion for your life and what you believe in, taking it to the next level, really. Okay, so let's see what else Spirit wants you to know about the major blessings coming your way. We have Justice in reverse, 5 of Cups in reverse, and the Lovers in reverse. And I actually want to pull one more card. Page of Swords. Underneath the deck, we've got the 8 of Wands. More Wands energies, guys. Okay. I'm going to just put that there. But the thing I'm seeing for many of you, and Spirit is just coming in again here to reassure you guys, okay? Because Justice in reverse is a lot of doubt coming through with this collective here. You're very unsure of the path to take. I kind of feel like many of you are at the crossroads and you don't really know which way to go. And Justice here is not really fully believing or committing to any one version of the story. You know that you gotta go your own way. I know that for many of you, like, you know that you have to forge your own path and live life on your terms. Like, otherwise, I don't know if many of you can envision yourselves continuing to compromise your values to this extent. Either this is in a job, or this is a relationship, or this is a social circle, or maybe this is with your family. But you know you can't keep compromising your values. But on the other hand, if you were to stick to your values, you are not entirely sure how far you can go with that. Because you're taking a huge bet on yourself as well to go with that story, right? And the 5 of Cups in reverse, Page of Cups here as well. Page of Swords, sorry. This is both saying that trust yourself. You're not going to let yourself down. Give yourself a chance to go with what you believe in. Seriously, give yourself a chance to go with what you believe in, because otherwise you will never see the end of that story, and you will never stop thinking and questioning what if you did what you wanted to do. Give yourself that chance to do it, because a big clue here is this 5 of Cups in reverse. You're not going to disappoint yourself. Following your values will not let you down, okay? And the Lovers here is also union and harmony as well, right? In the grander scheme of things, the Lovers is 2 energies coming together in a divine union. And this is many of you finding that kind of harmony in your life that you have been so sorely lacking. That there has been so much disharmony with the 5 of Wands here. There's been so much conflict and chaos. And it all stems from a misalignment between what you really want in your life and what you're seeing. Like, reality and your version of and your inner truth is not aligning right now. And what's going to really help you to find the alignment is by living your values and living your truth and doing what you want. And that requires a lot of courage. I know. That's why your guides and the universe want you to give it a chance with the Page of Swords and the 5 of Cups in reverse, okay? I need a clarification for the 8 of Wands underneath the deck, so let's have a look. We have the Page of Wands here, the 9 of Cups, and what do we have? 8 of Cups. Okay. All right, now that makes sense now, because amidst all of this, the 8 of Wands is still holding back and not going in a certain direction, right? With the Eight of Wands upright, you see somebody moving forward with clarity, with certainty, and with speed as well. But in reverse, their energy is not really pouring that way. And this is Spirit telling you that, hey, this is what's going on in your life right now. You're not really giving an energy towards the things that truly matter to you. And here's the guidance and the clarification with the Page of Wands and the Knight of Cups, first of all. It's asking you, what's more important to you now? Is your personal fulfillment important? Is achieving some sense of accomplishment and personal fulfillment important? Or will you be okay just trying to make ends meet and trying to, survive for the rest of your life, right? Because there's nothing wrong with that doing that. We probably, all of us, many of us, go through certain chapters in our lives where, yes, we have to keep the lights on, we have to pay the bills, and we just have to do that. But then I wonder if some of you are only doing that and you haven't really given your dreams a good chance. In the sense that you haven't really given it a fighting chance to succeed. The Page of Wands here, as much as it is, again, the Wands energy, it has also a very manageable quality about it, right? The Page of Wands doesn't burn. It doesn't burn you to hold the Page of Wands. But yet it is still very passionate, it's still very fiery, and it's still something that carries a lot of that clear intent. The only difference is the Page of Wands carries also lightness with it. So your guides also want you to moderate the heat, because you have all of this pent-up desire and passion inside of you. And the major blessing coming in is the manifestation of it. So something about moving ahead needs to kind of like take place in a more easy manner. Like sometimes when we put all of this pressure on ourselves to be like, I have to manifest this and I have to do this, and it's like fist pumping and fist pounding, that can also be a little bit unsustainable, right? And so your guides are saying that, hey, this is so possible for you. Just take it one step at a time. Go with that Page of Wands energy. You have a big intent and a big will. Take it one step at a time. Nine of Cups, this is achievement, this is wish fulfillment. I mean, that's the card for it. So how important is that? And the 8 to the 9 of Cups energy here, it presents a picture of taking a risk, right? Because this is a risky endeavor. Falling in love, going after your success, going after the things you want, it is risky. There are no guarantees, like nobody guarantees success, right? But the whole point of taking that journey is also to go on the journey to discover who you are in the process of it, whether or not you gain that success. And of course, we're praying for the success and we want the success and we want all of those good things. But more importantly, there is also the first lesson in taking the risk, in going after the thing you want, giving yourself permission and the courage to go for it. Like that is step 1 or maybe step 2. I don't know, but that is one of the earlier steps, right? Like giving yourself permission to do it. Because when you're at the 8 of Cups stage and this person is just deciding to walk away from everything that is unfulfilling, everything that's no longer serving them, everything that they have but they don't want, the 8 of Cups doesn't know that the 9 of Cups is waiting for them. All they can see is just this wintry, sad, gloomy road ahead, right? Like that's all they can see, but they know that if they stay with the 8 of Cups, that's all they're going to get. And that's not what they want. So they venture beyond and they encounter the 9 of Cups. That is the risk they take, and that's the reward they get. So there's something about what you're doing here where there is a risk and there is a reward. Now take this with a huge grain of salt, because it's going to be different for everybody. And again, the promise here isn't success. The promise here can only really be that you find yourself at the end of the day, that you get closer to who you are, or that you really become the version of yourself that is in your highest good. And possibly that is what we're all here for, to just become better and better, or not better, but like to become more authentic versions of ourselves. Right? But for you, I also do want to point out that there is manifestation, that it's It's written all throughout your reading that, hey, give it a fighting chance. Because why not? Right? Why not? All right, just one last look at what was underneath the deck finally is the Ace of Pentacles. So I'm done. I am literally done here with the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. This could not be a clearer hint from the universe that there is something here for you. It is worth your while. It is worth you giving it a shot. So if this reading brought you any kind of clarity, meditate on it, sit with it, dream journal with it. Find out if this really is what you want to do, and if it is, make up your mind and go for it. All right, so this has been your reading about the major blessings that you don't see. I hope it brought you the clarity that you needed, and I look forward to reading for you in future as well. Bye now.